There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM. With even more exclusive content, with over 150 channels in your vehicle, including the widest, deepest variety of music, ad-free. Root for your team. Get news. Listen to whatever makes you laugh. And hear all about your favorite stars. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels filled with music and enjoy a favorite shows with SiriusXM Video. Thousands of hours of shows and performances on demand. What you love is on now.
Oh yes, the days are getting shorter, and that means that the want and need to enhance one's vehicle lighting will be at an all-time high very shortly. We are right into the lighting sessions, and today we've got Heise in the house. We're going straight to their studios in Florida. We're going to have both Jon Osborne and Aaron Newman to tell us all about an amazing selection of great lighting, both on-road and off-road stuff, and you don't want to miss this one. This is CMA Showcase presented by SiriusXM. Heise. And it starts now. Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to CMA Showcase presented by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and on today's showcase, we've got a ton, and I do mean a ton, of brand new product that you need to know about coming out from the Heise camp, of course, from Metra. Light bars and all kinds of new LED technology, chasing technology, which I'm super amped about, really new when it comes to LED, and we're going to get that all explained to us in great detail. But before that, we're going to go ahead and invite our good friends over at Importel, who's a distributor for Metra here in Canada, so that we can kind of set up the show for you to know what to expect. Let's go ahead and bring in our 12-volt specialist, Mr. Romesh Kulasagaram. What's going on, Ro?
Hey, man. How's it going, Ben?
It's going good, man. Like, I'm not happy that the days are getting shorter, but I am happy that it's time to tinker with some lighting.
Days are getting shorter. Getting darker. We need lights.
Need the lights. And, you know, it's funny because I remember a while back, you know, this time of year was kind of reserved for like remote start, obviously. Like we just
Well, it was that kind of shoulder season where everybody's getting ready for it. And there was nothing, there's kind of this like a lull, you know, the calm before the storm. And I mean, lighting has really, you know, bolstered that that part of the year that's traditionally, I say traditionally, I mean, man, it's been like 5, 6, more than that.
It's been almost a decade.
It's been almost a decade now that lighting is really sort of for dealers that are, you know, understand the category and are working in the category in this space. It's been about a decade now that it's really helped kind of reinforce or bolster that softer shoulder part of between the two seasons. So we're ecstatic, you know, with the category, and Heise is coming to play, man.
When are they ever coming to play? There's
I mean,
like
not
more
that they were before, but I mean, this is like.
Yeah.
Like I mean, this
they
is
suited up
all
for
we're going
this
to be talking about for
They
this entire
suited up.
hour is new stuff.
Yeah, they suited up.
Talk about
No doubt about it. No
that
doubt
we've
about
already spoken about in the past. So that's
I
great.
mean, dealers who get it, like you said, get it a lot. Heise is kind of spearheading this whole thing. They've got, I mean, like I said, they're coming to play today. Why do you believe Heise to be a superb supplier within the lighting industry?
Superb?
Yes, superb.
Like that? Superb.
Superb.
Got it.
Why do you believe them to be a superb supplier?
Honestly, Ben, it's resources, and when we use the term resources, often we talk about that more in the monetary sense. Heise is unique in that you know, the parent company Metra, for those you know, that aren't aware of the Heise branding, they have access to resources that really most manufacturers don't. And what I mean by that is, it's not, like I said, it's not a monetary thing. It's a location. They're located in sort of, you know, Jeep Central capital, you know, Jeep Central USA, you know, down in Florida. They're in contact with so many dealers on a day-to-day basis about just your, you know, everything, even outside of lighting. So they have communication directly with dealers as to, hey, this is hot. Hey, you should do this. hey, I thought about this, or this doesn't work as
Or
well.
maybe
Could
this is
you
how you
adjust
should
it?"
improve, because we're going to
Right,
see
you
some
can adjust it or
improvements on
tweak
products
it.
today too.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, could you give us a harness for this? Or I'm being asked for 2 rows, and I won't, you know, there's some stuff that we're going to see on the Jeep side that we haven't seen in let's say, call it the mainstream Jeep market, but it's probably going to become mainstream after this show launches, right? So they've got, you know, resources to test, because they need to test the amp kit or the you know, the plug and play kit for other electronic things that you're doing.
Or like the
They've got
million
the
different
Jeep in there
harnesses.
already.
The million different harnesses they make.
Right,
I
but they
mean,
got the Jeep in there already
yeah.
for those things.
Apparently
So
they
the
like
lighting,
Jeeps over
now
there.
the lighting
Yeah.
kits and stuff, they don't, this isn't a separate
No, that's right.
thing, right? So I mean, resources in so many different, you know, uses of that word, or you know, aspects, you know, to the design and testing process, and that allows them to you know, to build the stuff that we're going to see today, I think.
So that said, what are you most excited to see? Like, there's a lot, but if you're going to nitpick, what are the two that dealers should definitely tune in for?
Nitpick?
Yeah, nitpick.
Oh man, there's like the word chasing. I'm just going to say chasing, and dealers are going to have to kind of tune into the explanation, the videos, and the.
Well, I'll tell this is good timing. You said chasing. Let's leave it at that. We're not going to take the chasing. Here we go.
Chasing.
Little video to kind of tempt your taste buds a little bit of what you're going to experience today and what we're going to learn about. Here we go.
Chase your taste buds.
I gotta say, those are some pretty lights. Guys, what's going on? I'd like to introduce and bring to the show with us here. We've got Jon Osborne, the product manager from Heise, as well as Mr. Aaron Newman. I think you guys, everybody knows who Aaron is at Metra. Also joining us,
Aaron.
Mr.
Profile in there.
Absolutely, absolutely. How's it going, gentlemen?
Great. Thanks for having us on today.
It's exciting times.
Blinded, by the way.
Jon, let's start with you. So many new products that we're going to be covering today, including some new technology. Are we starting to see some of these projects that might have been in development for quite some time, had some delays, kind of all finally come to fruition?
Yeah. Obviously, last couple of years with the way the world's been, there's been some hiccups along the way that we had to battle through, but yeah, we've definitely taken the time to really look at the line and find the next step in multiple categories so that we could bring to you guys a whole new setup of lights that just blows away what you're used to seeing in the market.
That's amazing. Now, Jon, Aaron, while we have you, can you give us a breakdown of what we're about to go through or cover today?
So you're going to be looking at a lot of things, but really we're going to be looking at the latest LED technologies in terms of tunability, refraction, chasing, so your digitals, angry pixies that you can put in a line. It is a myriad of product. A lot of it is vehicle specific going into the future here, but we haven't forgot about our roots of universal kits as well. So we got a little bit of everything for you guys today.
I am ready for this. Ramesh, are you ready for this?
Hashtag angry pixies.
Angry pixies. All right, here we go. All right, guys, all new showcase product here coming to you from Heise. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and put up the presentation and let you guys take it away. Strap in. Let's go.
All right, so we had that little teaser video at the beginning. We just released these a couple weeks ago. 2 new sets for Jeep Wranglers. It'll work with JKs, JLs, anything else? Gladiators.
Yeah, so you got your Gladiators, your 4-door station wagons, you got your 2-door sports.
Yeah.
Any Jeep made after 2007, these kits will bolt straight into.
Now, he's used the word kit. That is true. These are full kits. You get the headlights, you get the fog lights, you get the RGB controller, you get all the wiring that you need. It is a full setup. The only thing that's not included is if you need specific brackets, which we do sell for the different models. So in case your vehicle's a little bit different, we have all kinds of brackets that we offer to make it compatible. So these are 7-inch rounds and 4-inch fog lights. They have traditional high beam, low beam, and with the controller, you're also going to get integrated turn signals. So when you put your turn signal on, when you tap in, you'll get left, the halo, which is normally doing whatever crazy pattern that you want it to be doing. We'll switch over to an amber flashing turn signal, both headlight and fog light.
Which is an upgrade.
Which is an upgrade.
Most kits don't do that.
Yeah, typically you only get that on the 7-inch headlight. So that's definitely an upgrade. Well built.
So the 707 is going to be your kind of atypical, I just bought my Jeep off the dealer lot, and you will see this style of headlight on a lot of Jeeps. It's there because people like it. What separates it from the herd is the addressable pixies, right?
Yeah.
So you can make that ring do a myriad of different designs, colors. I think a DIY setup.
Yep, there's a DIY setup.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things you can do within just the headlights.
So I guess we'll roll on to the next set. Okay. We'll show you.
Skipped one.
I guess we skipped one. We'll show you another.
Go back one.
There we go. The 708s. So this has bigger pixies.
More pixies.
Got real cool, just that mean look to it. Now, what's cool about this is that in the center there, you have a true mechanical high-low beam projector.
Yeah.
So when you switch over between high and low, it's not only turning on additional LEDs, but it's mechanically changing the way the projector housing is
pointing that light.
Actuated. Yeah. And the output on this thing is ridiculous. It's like 6,000 lumens and 4,000 lumens.
It's crazy, and it has an insane cutoff, as you've seen in the first video there. This is like your turbine style.
Yeah.
With your addressables there, the digicals that spin. But this is cool, neat light. Same thing with the halos, right? Turn signals, both fog and headlight.
Mm-hmm. The fog light is the same in both kits between the 707 and the 708. And just like the 707, you're getting all the accessories that you need, the controller, the headlights, the fog lights, the cables, and a beautiful instruction put together by this gentleman right here, step by step on how to do it.
Checked by him.
Yeah. And if you don't like to read, you'll find us under a couple hoods showing you how to put this stuff in.
Yeah, we're really trying to get to a point where we have installed videos for all these products.
Yeah. So they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, there's
videos worth 1,000,000.
Yeah. All right. So we can shift forward a couple slides there.
One more.
There
we go. Wheel rings.
Yeah, these sexy beasts.
My rims look good on a Buick.
Oh yeah,
they really do.
So these are brand new for the Heise line. We've looked at these and we've developed on them for years. We've looked at the market, and we didn't want to bring something to market that we didn't feel was safe and secure. We've looked at a lot of different products that were in the market, and a lot of them are very weakly designed, and we were afraid that it was a safety hazard.
how they attach to the vehicle, what method of mechanical adhesion or adhering they're doing to it.
Yep. The materials that they were built with, are they going to hold up? So we put a lot of time and effort into this, because if we don't believe in the product, we're not going to give it to you. So a lot of effort went into these to give you a solid product that wholeheartedly we believe in, we would put in our vehicle, and we are confident to pass on to you guys so that you can make your customers awesome rides.
Yeah, so really neat true story. This set has been in my Jeep about a year and a half.
Yeah.
So pre-production, it was the very first production piece we had built.
Mm-hmm.
And I have since sank that Jeep, drove that Jeep through many mud puddles, jumped that Jeep.
Yes, we did at
Jeep Beach. Yeah, jumped that Jeep. So
that's a nice photo.
It is a well-tested kit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something that we're just saying, hey, we would. I'm telling you, man, I have, and you won't regret it.
Yeah. So with the new wheel lights, these are complete kits. You're getting the wheel lights, you're getting the controller. We're giving you a backbone cable setup. So instead of having to run independent lines from each wheel back to the controller, you have one connection that ties into the rear wheel, up to the front wheel, and then back to the controller. You got that for the left side and the right side.
Yeah, and these are measured out to do, from a Jeep like we were talking about, all the way up to like a F-150 or a Silverado, without having to buy more extensions. It's pre-measured for you to be just about universal for most applications you're going to run into at shops.
Yeah. Now, on the off chance that you get somebody with a crazy extended dually or something like that, where you do need a little bit more cable, we do offer chasing 4-foot and 2-foot extensions. So not crazy 10-foot extension that you have to tie up all this extra cable and hide it somewhere. Again, we've been thinking about the product and taking that next step and making sure that everything made sense and goes together well.
Yeah.
Now you can see in the top corner there, that picture of the app looks a little bit different than the Heise app, and that's because that is a different app that we are using. So all the chasing products work under the Pro controller app that we have available for free download, both marketplaces. So whether you're Android or iOS, we got a solution for you. And then you also notice there's that little card remote. That's not IR, it's RF. So for your old school customers that are anti-app control.
Yeah, I don't want this on my phone. I just want to use it.
Yeah. Simple. You can change patterns, brightness, speed, dedicated colors, an actual on and off button so they can deactivate it if they want or turn it on at any time. All done through that RF remote. So you have solutions for your high-tech guys and your low-tech guys in one box.
Yeah. So that's going to cover everything with 4 wheels on it, pretty much.
And then over on the left side there, you can see there's multiple sizes. There's a 15.5-inch ring, 17-inch ring, and a 15-inch ring. So no matter what size the customer has, tire rim combination, we can give you a solution for it.
Yeah. Now what you're looking at here is the very first set that ever left this building on my Jeep. So,
yeah.
And as you can see, there's been quite a lot of thought put into the bracketry, not just the extruded aluminum ring that Jon designed, but the brackets that adhere it to the disc dust plate.
Mm-hmm.
And how we're doing that. So there's many different ways you could go about that. Rivets, we actually went with a little more user-friendly screw type design.
Loctite included.
With the red Loctite included. So you got to heat it up to get it off once it's on there.
Yeah.
This design also lends itself to being user-friendly. When I say user-friendly, there's a lot of kits on the market that you actually have to completely disassemble to do a brake service or something like that. With these kits, you take your ring fasteners off. You can drop your ring on the control arm or axle in my case, and that allows you to service that vehicle without having to completely disassemble that
Yeah.
rear wing kit.
That saves a lot of time and money for your customer. And then, obviously you're going to have some dealerships and stuff that are just going to reject your car. They're not going to do the job because you have it. So, again, thinking things through in advance. Now, as you see that ring is centered around that hub assembly. We give you all the math and calculations, how to calculate for the vehicle which ring set you need. Makes it real simple.
Yeah.
So quick 2 measurements, you plug it into the little formula that we give you, and it tells you which size that you should be trying to put on that vehicle.
Yeah, and I actually haven't done a couple of these out in the field at my own shop on the side. Quick and dirty way of doing this. If your customer is a stock wheel, it may be a little stretch. It can be done. I've done it on a Raptor, but +2.
Yeah.
+2 on your rim size, pretty much guaranteed you're going to be able to put that on, headache free for your shop. Very quick, very easy job. Just as long as you have that math correct, but just always in the back of your head, remember +2.
Mm-hmm.
So just something to keep in mind. But again, thinking things through, Jon has given you the measurements. If you want to go through there, if you're that guy that's going to do the tape measure, the device with all the ticks on it, and do that math. But it's a solid kit, and I think everybody will appreciate it the first time they use it. If not the first time, because it's your first time in that vehicle, the second time you do it, you'll really truly appreciate all the thought that went into designing that kit.
All right,
So go ahead and bump.
Yeah, let's go try our force powers there.
That worked good. I might have to try that next time.
Chasing underglow. So everybody's seen an underglow before. And actually, some of you probably seen chasing underglow. Most of the products aren't done right. So the idea is that we'll get into this a little bit more later with the addressable LEDs and how the pattern goes from one chip to the next all the way down in a circle. Typically what they're doing is you're getting a traditional underglow kit, 4 tubes, and it starts up in the corner and your pattern goes all the way around your car in a circle.
Yeah. They give you one controller. I've done money's green. So I've done some things that I'm not proud of in my life, right? But I have tried the kits from Asia, right? It'll give you 4 leads that are usually too short, and then you get 4 LED strips.
Yeah.
And they're dedicated size, right? It's not any different from front to back, left to right.
And the pattern's it's weird coming off that corner.
Can you make it work? Sure, you can. But I guess the difference is you don't have to make ours work. It's designed to work for you.
So that's where we get into this. You're going to hear this all day long. Forethought. You have a left side of your vehicle and you have a right side of your vehicle. Our patterns start in the middle of the vehicle and symmetrically chase around the vehicle from the front to the rear. That's why you have 6 bars in this kit. So you get the same length that you would normally get with a 36-inch tube, but it's divided into 2 separate 18-inch sticks. So that allows you to have that braked pattern that starts where it makes sense, right there in the middle of the grill, and chase out and down the car. The other thing that allows you to do is with this controller, again, it has turn signal integration. So when you hit the turn signal, the left side of the kit will flash with your turn signal, or the right side. For the underglow kit, we have an extended trigger system built into the controller that also integrates with the brake. So when you step on the brake, the entire underglow will light up solid red and give you that hard glow to really accent the functionality. It looks cool and it adds safety.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
Yeah, you can't. It lights up when you're turning in the direction you're going, not just one big
yellow blob.
Yeah. and red for stop. I mean, we all
Mm-hmm.
got the Sesame Street thing down. We should understand red means stop for a stop, right? All right, so bumping on to our rock light kits. So these are just an extension of the chasing that you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Again, very logical, goes left to right with all of our controllers.
Yep.
How many chips does that have in it?
That has 6 chips in it. So it chases within the light itself. And I mean, it's your traditional mounting style for a rock light. I mean, we've all put rock lights in. So this is just a upgraded LED style for this functionality, or for this application, should I say, sorry. And then it ties in with that chasing ecosystem so that you can control your rock lights within the same app that you're controlling all the other chasing products.
Yeah, it brings up a good point, right? So we're using one app for all of these different types of lights. So your headlight, same app, rock light, same app, and your underglow, same app. So it's all going to be the chasing stuff addressed at the same level.
Yeah.
So instead of going one app to do your headlights, one app to do your underglow, it's all within the same app, and you're going to get the same pattern, same design that you selected because it's all one app.
Yeah. And we'll get more into the app here in a minute. So the rock lights are available in an 8-piece kit, and then on the next slide you will see the 4-piece kit.
There it goes. It worked for me this time.
Again, same controller, and you still get the left and right, so you can break this out and still do the turn signal functionality. We'll get there.
A little delayed. So here's some awesome product,
Yeah.
right?
Now,
So-
Aaron put a lot of effort into testing these and making sure that these ran well and integrated properly.
Yeah. So this is where you really jump into integration, right? So there's no more finding your wire, splitting the wire, poke and looping your wire, hopefully soldering that wire, maybe not, vinyl tape it, right?
Well, it's the Jeep guys. So, and we're kind of going off of that. So typically your Jeep guys love to accessorize, but they're not true installers. So they need a lot of plug and play solutions.
They do. And the thing about it is, for a shop, right?
That just makes our lives easier.
It does, right? So I can have, say one of my kids that are 18, 19 years old, right? Doesn't look it, it's happened. I can have my daughter come up and help me install an underglow because of these parts that we've built. Like the one on the top, that's going to give you your trigger for your parking lights and the turn signals. So you don't have to try to find those wires within the fender or the PCM, wherever you're trying to find your turn signal stock, right?
Yeah, this is just right up in that top corner of the engine bay.
Plugs right in.
Yeah,
she can find it. Yeah.
And then tee in.
Yeah,
done.
It's literally just that. She can find the wires, disconnect them, plug this in, pull that wire that's off your tap, and connect it straight up using a spade connector to the controller. And again, this is something I can have my 19-year-old daughter do at the shop while I'm doing something else, and trust that it's done correct. And the same for you. You could have an entry-level apprentice doing this kind of work to better make use of their time, because yes, everything does need to be swept at the end of the day, but they don't need to be holding a broom all day.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then same for the power tap. This is useful on not just Jeeps. The new Bronco uses the same one. We're not telling anybody, but
yeah,
there are power outlets in both the console and the rear of the Bronco, same as the JL. And this plugs right into that, and that gives you an accessory turn on from the vehicle without having to look for one.
Mm-hmm.
So again, plug and play, butt connector, put your wire in there. It will turn that controller on every time you turn the Jeep on.
Yeah. And I mean, even if a guy's like, hey, yeah, I know I can get an accessory at the cigarette socket.
Yeah.
They don't even have to figure out which is ground, which is power.
Yeah, just plugs right in.
Plugs right in. There's your red and your black.
Yeah. And kind of the neat thing about this is we have them labeled for JLJT. I've recently gone back, kind of played with them on the JK. It actually works for the JK. It's just the mounting bracket you made is slightly different.
Yeah.
So, but again, the plug and play functionality is there. Anything after 2012 will plug right in from JK straight up to JLJT.
And that kind of rolls into our next slide, I believe, is our new kit.
Did it do it? It did it.
Yeah. So we include that accessory harness adapter in this kit. And this kit is phenomenal. So you got that guy that just bought his brand new Jeep, and he rolls into your shop and he's like, I want it to light up the night. I want this thing just to go crazy bright. This is a kit. It's a one-stop solution. And you see here on the slide that you got the inside covered. Nobody does that for you. You got footwell, front and rear. You have your underglow taken care of. You have rock lights in all 4 wheel wells. You even have backlighting for the grill. We took the time. This is all the wires are to length.
Oh, I'm putting this thing in as easy. John designed this kit. No lie. It is literally labeled A, B, C, D. You don't have to think putting this thing together at all. The hardest thing you've done up to this point is take the grill off.
Yeah.
But everything after that, you're literally following the instructions. And even if you're a man and don't want to read the instructions, right? It's labeled.
Yeah.
So you literally cannot mess this up. It's A goes to A, B, B, C, D, right on down the line till you've made it all the way around your Jeep. And it's, again, makes it easier on a 10-year installer because, we're not going to RTFM, goes in the trash, right? But they don't have to think about it. It's logical, right? We've been installing 40 years plus some of these guys, right? So they're going to look at this and know exactly what to do with it. Your new guy, he's going to be able to figure it out because John did the figuring out for you and me. And again, my daughter is able to go with this kit. And the hardest thing I have to do, she's 100 pounds soaking wet. So, I got to drill the holes to get them into the frame rails. But after that, this is something she can do on her own at the shop. And I can go to lunch or be here making these recordings with you guys.
Yeah.
And know that is going to get done safely and reliably.
Yeah, I think on the next slide here, we got kind of the breakout. Sorry. Yeah.
There you go.
So, yeah, you have your traditional 36-inch tubes for your front and rear. This is a RGB kit. This is not chasing or RGBW. It's an RGB kit. You got the 48-inch for your side rails. You have a 2-piece looped tube set for the grill, so it mounts to the top of the radiator location and then loops down and lights up from the bottom as well. Your rock lights, they run in series, so you go from tube to rock down to your next tube. It just makes sense.
Yeah. So here's what kind of was cluing in earlier when I said the family station wagon, the JK and the JLU, the 4-doors, right? I've put one of these on a 2-door, and it works with no issues on either the older JK and the JL style. Is it a little tight? Sure, it's 36-inch tube, and you got about 38 inches of frame.
Yeah.
Right there. So you got to be smart, not to put your tube into your body mounts, basically for your wires. But it still fits, no issues, and it's thought out. All of the extensions work. You do got a little wire wrapping you have to do on a 2-door, but again, the most popular models, bar none, are the 4-doors and the Gladiator. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. But what I'm saying is it works on every model of Jeep out there.
Mm-hmm. Now, in the bottom corner there's that funky-looking plastic bracket. That's a little accessory that we designed for you guys to, again, make your life easier. What that does is it gives you a mount for the controller using factory screw locations. So you open up the glove box, real quick, easy, it pops right out. And then right there to the left is your blower motor. And this here mounts to those factory screws and gives you a nice hidden location that's easily accessible if you ever need to get to the controller for whatever reason, for serviceability. But it puts the controller in a safe place that unless you really sink your Jeep even harder than you did,
42 inches of water will get you there. But the controller lasted. I will say that. The
So-
Alpine, not so much, but it wasn't an outdoor radio either. So
exactly.
But the point is it is indoors. It's safe. It's not under hood. So even if you're doing water crossings or just light off-roading to the mall,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's safe. It's also right there by your power outlet, and we're giving you that extension so you're not pulling miles of wire.
Yeah, you're within 12 inches
Yeah.
of your accessory line. So
All through factory grommets as well.
Mm-hmm. So it's a really cool kit. It's definitely something you should have on your shelf because somebody comes in, they say they want lighting for their Jeep. You can just like here, you've already got a complete kit, which allows you to also have an idea of how long your labor time is going to take to put that in, because that kit is the same. So you have a complete solution. You already know the labor time. So when that customer walks in, it's like, we can light up your whole Jeep. It's this much.
Yeah. And as you can see here on this screenshot, right? That's what I was talking about. The little self-tappy tappies that we give you.
Mhm.
They really, they're a stainless steel. I think a 304, if I remember correctly. I've got them on mine. It's a year and a half old. I do a lot of water stuff here in Florida, and they haven't rusted out. No issues with that.
Yeah.
It allows you for a myriad of different mounting options. We had I had a customer bring 2 kits, right? And we used one for his traditional underglow. And then I used a 36-inch set on a Gladiator for bed lights.
Yeah.
So it's really left up to your imagination. Yeah, he did all the homework for us, right? But you're not just stuck to that.
Yeah.
If you want to add bed lights, you can. If you want to add additional lighting underneath, that controller will hold it.
Yeah. If you want to add the infinite cubes and bars, the controller will support it.
So,
You can see there in that left picture, the clamps that go on, those aren't just basic metal clamps. Those are rubberized clamps. So that helps prevent your tubes from degrading from the, that metal on plastic contact.
kind of rubbing and shaking. But what it also does is it keeps that shaking from happening. Because, there's, like I was talking about before, myriad of different mounting options. We got a guy that put these on a golf cart, and he didn't want us to drill the frame. So those 4-foot inch long zip ties, right?
Yeah.
Or inch wide zip ties. We use that. No problems with that. But I do like the rubberized piece because it does give you options, especially with the Gladiators.
Yeah.
Just because of how that rear bumper setup is. If they've got a tow hitch,
Mhm.
it allows you to come under the tow hitch, tap to that tow hitch, but still be able to see your light without seeing the light source.
So
some new stuff.
New stuff. It's the new Jeep.
It is the new Jeep, basically. Ford basically took a Wrangler and said, do my homework without making it look like you did my homework.
So we realize that the Bronco people are going to be just like the Jeep guys. They're going to want a lot of the same kind of accessories.
Very enthusiastic about mods right off the get-go.
Yeah, so this is a great little accessory. We have a model like this for the JK Wrangler, and it's extremely popular. So why not bring that over for the Bronco guys?
Cut and paste, man. Cut and paste.
So we started with our Jeep version of this, and then took the measurements for the Bronco, modified, retooled a new bracket to accommodate for the Bronco mounting. So it goes right behind the spare tire on the back. Simple 2-wire connection right there to the third brake light. And bam, you got that really cool effect, extra brake.
And the cool thing about this is, you got that visibility, but it's proven technology. This is a technology that Heise has developed over the years to make sure it lasts. I have one on my JL. It's like, 3 years old?
Yeah.
At this point, none of the LEDs are out. So basically took that proven technology and applied it to the
new
Ford.
application.
Yeah. All right. Sing. Did that work? Kind of. There we go.
All right. The new bars and cubes. So we sat and we talked about it, and it was time to take that next step with our universal lighting. Really sit back, have a look at what we're offering and how we can make it better. And so we came out. Where it's like we need to upgrade. We need to come out with better technology, better solutions for the market today.
As good as they were getting a bit long in the tooth.
Yeah, it was time. And so we're going to show you what we came up with for the new line.
Ding! There we go.
So right off the bat, you don't see those yellow LEDs in the middle of the screen. They're mounted to the top and the bottom of the bar. This is what we call indirect lighting. Basically, the LED fires into a reflector that then directs the light out into the field. And that allows us to control where the light dispersion is directed so that we can get the beam pattern that we want.
Yeah. Anybody remember Archimedes and the parabola? Same thing right here.
Yeah. And then just like our previous bars, we kept that dual system. So you have spot direction in the center of the bars, and then you have flood on the side. So you get that full array of light versus just a very narrow beam. Now, on the next slide, this is our Slimline series. So this is single-sided. This here actually is going to look a lot like the Chevy Silverados, how they got the new LED headlights.
Yeah.
Very similar styling to this. So you're going to get very more of like a driving pattern.
Yeah, it's got a cut on it, line on it.
Very small, very shallow. And if you probably noticed already, there's no screws on the front.
I was gonna say they're lacking a specific design element that people have gotten over.
Mm-hmm. So these now have a sealed lens across the front. No more multi-piece assembly. Cleaner look to it. Better performance.
It's modern. It's modern. It's sleek. It looks good on your 78 box. It looks good on your 2022 Bronco.
Yeah.
And
both the dual row and the single row, we got bars all the way down to like 9.5 inches all the way up to 50. So no matter what your application is, we got a bar that's going to work with it. And then something we've added to the made a focus on our bars is that not only do they mount from the sides, they also have rear mounting. Oh, and we'll show that when we get there.
Yeah, I've got it. I talked to him and let me do an unboxing.
Sweet. The cubes. Cubes are cool.
Cubes are cool. They come in pairs now, right?
Yeah. All cubes are pairs. All cubes get a harness.
You don't have to remember to buy all that stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
buy a cube, buy a harness.
It's not like paying the bills was hard enough, right?
Yeah, exactly. So with the cubes, we came out with a smaller 2.5-inch design for your standard cubes. They tuck away. They give you that light, but they're just more elegant.
They're elegant. They're easy to mount behind grills.
Yep.
Especially on your Fords.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dodges, they had the grill that came down as well. But they are elegant. They're small. They're truly a universal piece because they do fit just about anywhere.
Yeah. Now, if you like that traditional 3-inch size, we still got the 3-inch size. Just in the new form factor, they both have the availability of spot pattern
and
flood pattern.
Yeah.
But
all of these are indirect lighting these days.
Yeah.
So we're using the tunable lighting.
But you know what? Not only is it indirect, these things are beast.
Oh, they're super bright. Yeah.
Yeah. So our previous 3-inch cube was 12 watts per cube. these new cubes are 40 watts a piece. Not double, not triple. That's insane.
That's math.
Yeah.
All I know is 12 is less than 40.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know, right? All right, moving on. There we go.
Driving lights. So we did decide to keep the traditional ones in the line, just because they're popular and folks do like them. So if there's a demand for something, we'll hang on to it for the customers so that they can continue getting the parts that they like. But that won't prevent us from moving forward as well. And we came out with upgraded versions with the new light technology, the new lens style, in both the standard driving light and the flush mount driving light. Again, with the higher performance on these as well.
Oh, yeah. And that kind of the neat thing about all the new chips that John's got on these lights as well, is they have that phosphorus on it that brings it to a more seeable light for the human eye.
Exactly.
So, yank. I like that new power.
Yeah. So we got some more work lights here.
So 2 lights that are your generic lights, right?
Yeah.
Not generic, but everybody knows what a work light is. And the reason why I'm pushing through, because there's one up there.
I know. I
really,
want to
really
jump to
like.
the third one right there.
Okay, let's do it. Because we know what the 4-inch work. Everybody knows what a 4-inch work light is.
Yeah,
They're
4-inch,
great.
5-inch. Yeah,
Lots of light, lots of warranty because it's Heise. But let's do the little cool one.
This guy has so many applications.
It's endless. It's truly endless. Unless you have no imagination, then email us and we'll tell you. But it's super cool, man. Tell them how it came about, if you don't mind, because I love the story behind it.
Yeah, so I mean, we were looking at stuff and we were building our trailer and we were trying to figure out we don't have a good solution to make this into like a working trailer. We got rock lights, we got tubes, we can put lights in, but we don't have a way to make this trailer a work area.
Yeah.
So we start thinking about it and we came up with this, what would be cool is that if we had lights that we could mount along the outside of the trailer and then just light up the ground. So we have an outdoor workshop with our trailer.
Yeah. Now, the really cool thing about it is, one, I love the story, but 2, depending on how your trailer is built, ours had aluminum walls on it, right? You can sandwich these guys together.
Mm-hmm.
So you're using one set of fasteners for 2 lights on the inside and outside of the trailer.
Yeah, we did 2 circuits. So when we were ready to do our show and tell on the inside, we click on that circuit, light up the inside, and it gives you that house lighting,
Yeah, it's super good lighting. It's got a nice beam pattern to it. I don't quite know what that spec was.
It's a 120 degree spray, so
but it's elegant. It's able to be used outdoors and indoors without being harsh. The way he designed this thing is like he was talking about using outside workshop, right? It doesn't cast a lot of harsh shadows. You'd think, any light being out there is going to cast a harsh shadow, but because of the light diffusion that he's got on it, it actually does a pretty good job of making sure you're not hitting hard shadows when you're trying to work outside and show somebody your product. It's a great piece. I can't hype this thing up enough, man. Super cool light.
Yeah, we love it. We hope you love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you guys like it. But let's boom.
7 to 9 inch. Your traditional round lights. Nice step up. These have a halo built into it, so that ring on the outside, it has its own independent circuit, so you can tie that into like a parking light or something like that. So you hit your parking lights, and the halos light up on your 7 or 9 round. This does have a 3-pin wiring harness. We actually just the last month did an upgrade to it because we got feedback. It was that all of our harnesses are for a 2-pin. We don't have a harness for a 3-pin. So what we did was we converted it over to a 2-pin connection with a breakout wire for the halo.
Yeah.
So now you can use our traditional pre-built harnesses that have the relay and the switch and make your installation super simple.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're compatible with that. So again,
So the nines
working that plug and play.
Nines look great on your full size trucks, your Ram 2500s, the Ford 250s. They look great.
We
I
actually
have
had
put handful of 7 inches on Jeeps. Actually, the video.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And we got that lifestyle, that very first video. Those were what were mounted to the front of that Jeep.
They look great. They throw a ton of light right in front of you, man. Definitely an off-road light.
Yeah,
definitely an off-road light. It is very much a wide angle that it has.
on-road use will definitely light up some other red and blue lights.
You'll get other lights,
Yeah.
but off-road, man, you can see your tree line ahead of you. Again, very, very good color of light. It's not in that too blue of range where you lose small details. Because like some of those 6,500, 6,000 lights, you can lose that when you're actually outdoors.
Yeah.
But when you have kind of that dialed back, John's I think got these at 5,700 or 6,000, something like that. You actually can see the small details in the tree. You can see the squirrels and see the other animals when you're off-roading. Definitely amazing lights. Definitely throw a lot of light. And again, you can use them in applications. 9 inches would be good on wreckers as well, just because of how it throws light from the back, like on a headache rack.
And you can put that WALF on that headache rack as well for the
You
wreckers.
could.
Man, there's so many applications for that light. We just love it. Sorry. Our heated light bars and cubes. So these are really cool. These are going to be your snowplow guys, northern applications. Great solution. So we have the 22-inch light bar, and then we have the 4-inch cube. The light bar actually has a thermistor built into it. So once it gets below freezing and it detects that, it will automatically engage the heater and melt the lens.
Yeah.
Well, not melt the lens, but melt the
Melt
ice
the
off.
snow and ice off said
the
lens.
plastic.
But basically, it's temperature sensing technology built straight into the light bar. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to, am I going to screw something up if I turn the heater on? Because some of them don't actually have temperature sensors on them.
Yeah.
So if you throw the heaters on, you could melt your light, right?
Yeah.
So
now that comes into the 4-inch. That doesn't have the integrated technology where it automatically activates. It has that third wire to activate the heater. But unlike those other ones that he was talking about, our LED systems do have temperature controls on them. So if you begin to overheat your lights, it will dial back the light to protect the LEDs. Yeah. So it has protections built into our equipment.
Yeah. So basically, not dummy proof, right? But it'll get you there, and it'll protect the light as you're going down the road if you forget to turn it off.
Again, a million words. What's better than talking about it, but to show you? So we got a video here that we'll roll, let you kind of get a better look at that light bar in action.
right. I see Ramesh is jamming the groove.
Air drumming.
Gentlemen, John, great presentation and tons of new product as you promised. You delivered on that in spades. Of course, I have a couple of questions for you guys, if that's okay.
Sure thing.
Somebody's been working over there.
Yeah. So,
All these new applications.
these chasing LED things, like
Right?
driving me nuts. I think they're awesome. I think it is a total step in the right direction. It's an evolution. Some might say, "Oh, it's too flashy. Oh, it's too," dude. This is where the lifestyle is going, right? This is what the people want. They want to be flashy. Those that are going to invest in these kind of lights want, that type of performance, and this truly is a next level that,
There is a demographic.
There's a
out there.
demographic.
It might not be everybody,
No,
but if you don't
that's
have
okay.
it, we have nothing to sell those people.
Right.
Right? We don't
I
have to
mean,
decide for
technically,
people
we
what
got
they want. If that's
all
what
the
they want,
trends of
we have
LEDs
it.
too.
So the cool thing is that, say the guy doesn't want the moving pattern. It can do all the patterns and stills that a traditional RGB would do. So if you just want a solid color or you just want to fade, it'll do that too. So why not put it on if you decide, hey, we're at a beach or whatever, let's show a little crazy. And then the rest of the time you want to run it as just pure white, it'll do that. So it's best of both worlds.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
It
I just got to
makes-
say,
it really makes no sense to sell a traditional RGB kit versus chasing, because you can't retrofit it later or turn on the feature later if you didn't sell the right kit.
Yeah, that's true.
Aaron, question for you. When did you refer to was it pixies? What was the term that you used to refer to the diodes that were around the
Pixies and digicals, right? So the diodes are the digicals, and the 12-volt pulse you're sending down to them is the pixie.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so pixies and digicals, and basically what that controller does is it allows you to tell your pixie what diode it's got to go meet.
Okay. Well,
And usually they're angry because it's electricity.
man, but they're angry in a great way. Like that first kit is just, it just catches your eye. You have no choice but to give that at least a solid 10, 15 seconds of your attention if that's the first time you've ever seen it. You have no choice.
Yeah.
It just draws you.
It can hold kids, right? So it's got some appeal to it.
Right?
Babysitter.
If you walked into a showroom, regardless of whether it was a Jeep or not, but you had a set
agreed.
on a display that was just running, as a salesperson, maybe you have to wear sunglasses all day. I'm not sure. That's a whole different problem. But you walk in the sales floor and you just go, you're going to walk over there.
That.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you're going to walk over there and you're stand there for 5 minutes.
Well, I think it's an
right?
perfect opportunity to set up a good, better, best scenario display in a showroom
It's
where
engaging.
you get regular lighting, upgrade to RGB, and then ultimate, which is the chasing, right? So it's like that whole good, better, best scenario. Now, what I wanted to comment on, John, Metra in general has really been developing a lot of application-specific type stuff, and to see that complete kit, with the underglow, with the wheel wells, with the behind the grill, and everything's fit to measure. It's a great DIY kit, but really it's a great kit to sell for a shop because you don't have to charge the customer 10 hours of install time. You know what I mean? You guys have thought of everything, so it just goes in.
Yeah, it's a great solution for a shop, like we were saying, because you figure it out, after the first one, and then you can give that preset price right off the bat when the customer comes in.
Yeah, it's
right. No extras, no turning back, saying, "Hey, yeah."
Predictable and repeatable.
Repeatable, exactly.
Exactly, repeatable.
I want to draw some attention to the new light bars. I think the new light bars are so aesthetically appealing. I can't think of another word other than sexier than the previous light bars. The previous, Aaron, you mentioned about the bolts in the front. It looked really rugged and industrial. Now it's just slick, sleek, modern. You know what I mean?
It was appealing to a different era.
But I question though, would there still be are the previous ones still available, or is this a total replacement?
So
yes and no, right?
Yeah, yes and no. So not only are we in control of the future of Heise, but we also run your Daytona lights line. So what we've done is we've moved that traditional styling to our Daytona Lights product line. So we have that solution still available through a different offering for the customers that are still interested in that traditional look. But if you want the latest and greatest, Heise is always going to be the forefront forerunner.
It's like the premium brand, if you will, within the lighting offering.
Cream of the crop there.
I feel like those lights are a perfect example of the evolution of lighting. If you just take a step back and take a look at how, auxiliary aftermarket lighting's kind of evolved over the years, I feel like it's a perfect example of just that evolution. I'd like you to speak to that a little bit, Jon.
Yeah. So, we kind of looked at it the same way that auto manufacturers have looked at lighting. They came out with the reflective housing with your standard halogen bulb in it. That's just like the traditional light bar. You got this bulb in there, LED, and it's just kind of shining out there into the world, and it lights up and it works. But there's a better way to do it. So the manufacturers came up with a projector style housing where you have indirect light that shines into a reflector that gives you a controlled light pattern out that is optimized for the experience that you need to drive a vehicle. That same concept is what we've done with the light bars. We've gone from that direct lighting to a reflector controlled indirect lighting to give you a better pattern that you actually can use 100% of.
Yeah, even I think you'll find a very similar design aesthetic when it comes to the new Silverados.
Yeah, same thing. So they've gone from the same thing, gone from halogen to halogen with a reflector, and now they've upgraded into an LED with a reflector indirect. So we're constantly looking at how can we make this better? What's a better way to control the light to make it have the most function and usability that we can provide to the customer?
Yeah, because it's not just about how many yards you can throw a light. It's about how usable it is when you're 100 yards away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you see that with other devices. You could get a power supply that's 50%, or you can get a power supply that's 80%. It's making the most of what you have.
Right.
Understood.
So for dealers, I just want to jump in there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dealers that aren't in the lighting category or don't or are in the lighting category, maybe don't focus on light bars per se. We're talking about controlling the beam or the directing the light. What we're really talking about is we were talking about power output. Sometimes we talk about what the total output is, or wattage, or lumens, or whatever that is. What we're talking about here is how we're controlling the beam pattern and whether or not we're having hot spots or more of an even beam pattern. So for dealers who aren't really, you want to kind of equate it to home lighting, with that incandescent bulb that you had in your home, you had a one beam of light, and then you went to all these other newer things that we had challenges controlling the light output, right? And so what we're doing here is, instead of having the direct lighting that we had individually before, we're controlling all those individual LEDs and trying to make them appear as one complete beam without brighter and less bright spots at 200 yards or 300 yards or whatever that distance is. Mm-hmm. Right. So that's what we're going after with that indirect lighting.
You know what it feels like? It feels like it's a more refined light output. Does that make sense, Jon? Is that a good word for that? More refined.
That's a good description of it.
Very much is, yeah.
Okay. My last point is not really a question; it's more of a comment, and that is, damn, those wheel lights are damn cool. I want them so bad. Just seeing them on the vehicle. This is one of those things that I thought was a bad idea the first time I seen it, because the way they had come up originally with how to install. I mean, there's just so many elements. You're in a very dangerous environment, right? As far as heat, as far as dirt, as far as grime. I mean, I don't know if there's a harsher environment than that. And you guys have dove in and kind of figured that out. So speak to that a little bit, Aaron. I mean, I know you actually drive your Jeep. It gets muddy. It gets dirty. It gets wet. Reinforce the fact that these are a good idea.
So here's the thing. Like I was talking about earlier, we're not the only one that have invented a wheel light, right?
No.
But what we did differently was designed, I guess you could say design backwards, right? Let's start with the environment that we're looking at. We're looking at mostly trucks, not a lot of cars put wheel lights on, some do, right? But mostly trucks, mostly Jeeps, and work backwards from there. So John started with the ring itself. We didn't actually start with the LEDs, but the actual ring and attachment assembly. And how is this ring going to be flexible enough that it can take an LED strip, but rigid enough that it can be mounted semi-permanently to a vehicle without cracking? It's aluminum, right? Aluminum can crack.
Yeah.
So the type of aluminum he's using is one that is stiff. It can be bent, but it takes a Hulk to do it, right? And the other point, and I wish I would have brought some with me, but it's how these things mount up.
I might just help you out here.
I'm gonna run at the camera real quick here. We got it all plugged up for the demo in a minute, but I want to show it to you guys because it's a really unique system. You really don't find this out on the market too much, and this is gonna be super weird, right? So, focus.
You're gonna have to stand in front of it, I think, Aaron, to block out John.
Oh yeah, put it in front of yourself.
There you go. Now you're gonna zoom in.
There we go. Sort of, kind of.
Block John.
As you can see here,
Just block John.
Block John completely. There you go.
John.
There we go. Now we see it. There we go.
Sort of, kind of. And you can tell my focus is over here while I'm trying to do here.
Yeah.
But so this bracket that he made, it comes to you straight, but as you can see, you can bend this for different applications. What gets it, and I'm not going to be able to get the focus here as good as I want it, but this attachment point is where it brings it into the maintenance ability of the vehicle. A lot of manufacturers of wheel lights, frankly, don't care. I believe you could say that their philosophy is it's not our problem to replace your brakes. And a lot of the ones we tested were, like I said, mounted in such a way that you can't reverse it without taking everything apart, which takes more man hours to servicing your vehicle. So you start, and with this attachment system, you can tell who went to engineering school abroad and who went to the engineering school of community college, right? This is me. But triangles are some of your strongest shapes, if you will, when you hard mount something. So he's using a triangular system to mount this to that disc brake, where you're getting the benefit of being able to clearance the larger calipers that come on modern vehicles while still maintaining distance from that heat source. So, and you've answered the reason why you want to.
Okay. So to understand, you guys have a little demo you want to show us about some lights, perhaps?
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get you guys set up, and we'll come right back to you. Hold on a second now.
Yep. Give us just a minute.
All right. So I think these guys are ready to give us our demo. You guys ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Let's see what you got here. Here we go.
All right. So what we're going to do is we've already shown you the lights. We're going to kind of show you the app. Well, we're going to show you the app, right? And what it's all about. Now, this is available on Android and Apple devices, regularly updated, regularly tested to make sure that the newest applications and updates work. What you'll see here is this is a list of all your controllers. And again, like we were talking about earlier, all of your controllers are going to be controlled by a central app. So just so you know, for the demo, we've got the wheel light here hooked up to a separate controller from these lights. And they've been activated through here.
So we're just going to give you a quick overview of how the app works. You can go into the mode option, and you can select what kind of pattern you want it to go through. There's over 170 different patterns that you can select that are pre-made. You can select how bright the lights are. You can select how fast they go. At the top, there's an option to do a DIY. So from here, you have the option of doing up to what, 4 times 4, 32?
It's math. Yeah. That sounds like 32 to me.
Sure. 16.
16?
16.
Half that.
Hopeful. But anyways, so you have 16 different colors that you can put in whatever order you want, and then select between 4 different patterns for it to move through.
So, and then one thing that they were wanting us to show. So it will do music as well. The thing with the music stuff, oh no.
New tablet.
Yeah, I just set this thing up too, man. There we go. But that was how to program the
pixel count.
The pixel count. There you go. I couldn't think of the word. So we're going to set this on a fixed light. Move this around slightly. I'm bringing this headlight here. So, change settings. And you're basically going to go scroll to your device. And actually, let me make my life a little easier. Turn off the wrong one. There we go.
So in here in the settings, you'll be able to select from the available controllers, and then on the line where it says pixels, you can select how many pixels are going to be active.
Yeah.
So here we've reduced it from 36 down to 12, and as you can see, only a fraction of the light lights up. So what this allows you to do is tailor all the lights to the size of addressable LEDs that are in that device. So if you have a wheel light that has 96
individual LEDs.
Yep. And then something else that has 30, when you set those controllers to the appropriate pixel count, they will stay in sync. They will run at the same time.
Yeah. But this was just to give you an idea. So if you don't have the right pixel count set up, like say you get this out of the box and you have customer complaint, right? I have dead pixels or dead LEDs. You don't have dead LEDs. What you do have is just not the correct amount of LEDs programmed into the system.
By default, out of the box, it should be set right. So on the off chance that somebody's gone in there and adjusted it and didn't realize what they were doing.
Yeah, they're playing with it, not quite sure.
Yeah.
But usually if you got pixels that aren't lighting up or aren't chasing or playing in their show as they should be, generally it's because of that. And I think a good rule of thumb was largest pixel count.
Yeah. So if you have 2 different devices or 2 different controllers and you're trying to set them up, go into the pixel count and set both controllers to the value that's associated with the largest item or string that you have connected to a controller. In the instructions, we do tell you what the ideal pixel count is for each type of device. So it'll list out for a 15-inch wheel ring, a 17-inch wheel ring, a headlight. There we have all the values, ideal values that are available.
And the reason for that is so your animations play in sync with each other. So everybody is starting and ending at the same time.
I don't know about you, Ramesh, but those are really cool. I mean, the fact that you can address the LEDs. This is another level. I think I need a whole training just on that. But I'm sure if I had it in front of me, I'd be able to figure it out based on the instruction that you just provided there. And
Super intuitive once you get kind of the understanding of why you got to have that pixel count correct.
No, it makes sense. The different diameters, so that they reach the same pattern at the same time. It makes sense in theory.
I think the key term there was you got to learn the pixies.
Got to learn the pixie.
Got to learn the pixie.
Yeah, learn them. So
maybe a future training.
I can see that dead, that dead pixel feedback coming back into a retail shop or even back to us. At the distributor level.
Yeah, that was useful.
And having the awareness that you have to assign, or you're able to assign, not have to, sorry, that you're able to assign or misassign, right? The number of LEDs per device. So if you misassign them, then you will have either intentionally or unintentionally that I don't call it dead spot, the spot that isn't active.
Yeah, that segment that's not active.
Correct. So the rule of thumb is largest device LED count as a default number for all devices, and then you'll be covered.
Yeah.
But the creative aspect of this is undeniable.
It's huge.
Undeniable. It's
you
can really custom. I mean, it could take hours to customize it down to the details if you wanted.
Oh yeah, so like if you wanted to dive into that whole DIY section and play with pixel counts and animations, we're not going to help you do it, but
but go nuts.
You can absolutely geek out inside of there, man, and make that what you wanted.
Exactly.
Right,
gentlemen, why don't we go back to your screen with you two handsome faces?
Oh. That's selling it hard.
we can sign off properly. There you are. Listen, great presentation.
Where'd the other face go?
We're John and Aaron, thank you so much for coming in today and showing us all these great new products from Heise, and especially that demo. I think that kind of just tied it all together right there. So on that note,
that was killer.
On that note, again, thanks so much for bringing these great products to market, and we look forward to seeing what else Heise can come up with in the future.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Sounds good.
Appreciate
Thank you
your
guys
time
for
and
having
efforts.
us.
It's great being on again, man. Anytime.
Anytime, sir. Thank you. Take care. All right, Mr. Ramesh, let's sign her out. Tons of new product, no doubt about it.
Crazy.
If you're not into lighting, I don't know what you're doing. This is such a great opportunity for 12-volt specialists to get into. From an install perspective, it's easy, makes customers happy.
Jeep is, as I've said this before, and I mean, Jeep is the largest segment in the SEMA organization. There are more people involved in four-wheeling and Jeep, specifically the Jeep brand, than any other segment. Not Mustang, not Honda, not anything else.
That's just
right.
fact.
That is a numerical, that's a measurement, a quantitative fact. So, whether you own a Jeep or not at your shop, you guaranteed have customers or people walking in that do. Get into it. It's it's the largest market segment. Period.
For more information on anything we covered today, you're going to want to check out the Heise website right there, heiseled.com. They'll keep you up to date. And if you happen to be in Canada, well, obviously you're going to call this guy and his team at Importel, and they'll get you all hooked up with East and West. East and West. And they'll get you all set up for all your lighting needs this lighting season. Thank you so much, Ramesh, once again for joining us.
Ben.
And look forward to the next one.
For the opportunity here on the CMA Networks. We appreciate it.
All right. Take care, sir.
Thank you.
Awesome. Big shout out again to John and Aaron for joining us today. Awesome new products from Heise. Now, we also have an amazing contest going on. We have a couple weeks left. Get your registration in. It's completely free to register, guys, for the ultimate Fab Experience giveaway. We've partnered up with MasterTech Expo to give 2 trips away, one for a Canadian and another for an American resident, all inclusive. All you got to do is go to cmanetworks.com/giveaway, fill out the form, and you're entered to win. Brought to you also in partnership with 5-Axis Innovations and Sirius XM. Now, while you're on there, yes, of course, I'm talking about CMA Networks. Check out all the great videos we've done from Heise on other products in the past. Whether you're searching by brand or by category, CMA Networks is where you want to go. It's where the 12-volt industry connects. On that note, thank you for joining us on this CMA Showcase brought to you by Sirius XM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
Roll it down. I am. You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?